Hi, my name is Bill Price. I'm a student at Illinois State University, and this spring semester I'm studying abroad in Taipei, Taiwan, in National Cheng Chi University, also known as Guoli Zhengzhi Dashui. And right now, I'm going to be talking about my classes here at National Cheng Chi University. They started about a month ago, and they've been going pretty well. The first week was pretty flip-floppy. I got placed into different classes, and it was a little scary, just because I didn't know what I was doing. Now that I'm settled into a class and I am in a small group and I'm one-on-one with my teacher most times, it's become really nice. Every morning I wake up around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock to head over to the CLC, also known as the Chinese Learning Center. I walk about 15 minutes to get to class. My university is located in the mountains of the Wenshan district of Taipei, so part of the campus is just outside of the little city area, and then the other part of the campus where my building is located is up on the mountain. So there is a bus that I can take, so sometimes I take a bus. I pay 1 NT, which is less than a couple cents in the US, and I head up to the mountain and go to the library inside of the Chinese Learning Center where I study or do homework for about an hour or two before classes start at noon. And then at noon my classes go from 12 to 1, and then I get a 10-minute break, and then 1:10 to 2, and I get the same thing, another 10-minute break, and then at 2:10 I go to 3, and then class is over. The classes are structured a lot differently than what I expected and what I have taken in the US. This is the smallest class in the history of my entire education. There are classes at home, at my home university, where I'm with maybe 15-20 kids, and that's usually the smallest class I get. There's other classes where I'm with 400 kids in an auditorium listening to someone lecture, but the classes are still interactive. Here, I am one-on-one with my peers and with my teacher for the entirety of the class. So I go in, we speak Chinese non-stop. If words are spoken in English, teacher gets a little angry, might be screaming across the room, 中文中文, which means Chinese in Mandarin. So it's pretty funny just to be in the class with her because she doesn't tolerate any English, and she really is a fast talker. I wondered for a long time how fast she must talk with her friends if that's how fast she talks with her students. But it's a good opportunity for me just because I've been learning really fast, and I have to put in a lot of work for these classes. This is probably the hardest I've worked through college on a daily basis, because I do wake up and go do homework and study for 2 hours before the class, and I have 3 hours of the class, and then I usually study for another hour or two before I go to bed. So in total, every day I'm doing 4 hours of homework and studying, and another 3 hours of class. So it's a lot. It's a lot of work that I'm putting in. I mean, some days I'm more relaxed and I don't study as hard, and I get a little ADD when I'm studying, so it's Facebook and studying at the same time some days, but it's still it's a pretty heavy workload. I'm slowly getting used to it, but it's pretty new for me just because I'm used to just doing a reading and writing a paper response, or reading and being ready for a quiz or a test or an essay, So it's never been this intense. Another thing that I'm really surprised by is that although I was supposed to be taking other classes to fulfill my general education credits, I couldn't because they weren't running this semester, so I was a little nervous that I was going to get screwed over and credit-wise, but I'm okay. And they're offering free classes at the CLC to learn Taiwanese and business Chinese, and there's karaoke classes that you can go sing with your peers, and the teachers are really nice, and those classes are free. All you do is pay for the handouts, so it was like 15 NT, which is 50 cents for a packet that I use to go to a class. I go once a week for a month and a half, and I'm really surprised because I really didn't think or expect to learn any Taiwanese while I was here, even though it is spoken sometimes by the older generation. I thought I would just never pick it up, but I'm really excited to start my class. Tomorrow is my first day, so hopefully it'll be fun. Anything else? Oh, field trips. My first field trip for my class was actually this past week. They do a lot of spraying for mosquitoes in the buildings because there have been cases of dengue fever around the city, and so like the buildings get disinfected and sprayed for bugs every once in a while. On last Wednesday we couldn't go into class because they were disinfecting the building that day, and so the teacher decided to ask us where we wanted to go, and we got options to go to one of the museums here, to go eat dumplings, or xiaolongbao, which is like soup dumplings, or we could go to Maokong, and Maokong is on top of the mountain. That's just like a 10-minute, 15-minute walk from my school. You can walk to the gondolas, and the gondola, that's the 10-15-minute walk, and then another 20 to 30-minute ride up. You can pay for the crystal floor one, so you can see everything that's going on below you, or you can just do a normal cart. I've done both, and they're both pretty cool. It's a little scary going down sometimes, especially if it's windy, but it was a cool experience. And when you get up there, they have some of Taipei's and Taiwan's most famous teas. They're quite delicious, and I really enjoyed eating them, and the people up there are very friendly. The first time I went, that was actually my second time in Maokong. I went with my one American friend on a Saturday. We decided to hike up instead of taking the gondola, which took us 2 hours, but it was definitely worth it. It was a cool experience, and we saw a lot of the mountain, which was totally beautiful. And then we moved on and went to this tea house, and we got a lesson from the owner of the tea house on how to make our tea. And we ordered some mapo tofu and some chayo ita mian, which were really good. So mapo tofu is like spicy tofu, and the other dish was a tea oil angel hair pasta with chives and green onions, which was amazing, and I really enjoyed it. So far the class and the field trips and my peers are pretty cool, and I hope that it will just get better as time goes on. Catch you next time.